Decided to end my fast a few hours ago. So I had a cup of bone broth, just put it in the microwave, heated it up. Started with that and then waited maybe 30-45 minutes, and then I had an avocado with some salt. It was delicious. And then I've just waited a few hours to kind of see how my body's handling that. It seems like it's doing pretty well. And so I'm at a birthday party for my nephew, and we're gonna have like a real meal here. So I'll probably opt to have lower carbs, avoid dairy, avoid heavier things to digest like nuts. But I probably will have some meat, and if there's some cooked vegetables, I'll do some cooked vegetables. So we'll just see what's available. And I wanted to just talk a little bit more about how the last 24 hours of my fast went. I was in very deep ketosis. The ketone monitor was reading 99, which is the max amount. So I'm sure I was over 100 in parts per million of acetone in my breath. So that's showing that I was burning a lot of fat. And running off of fat instead of running off carbohydrates and stored glucose and glucagon in the body. So that was great. I know there was a lot of cleanup going on as well. I've kind of had this persistent just cough in the morning and in the nighttime when I lay down, because I had pneumonia a few months ago, and it just kind of been sticking around in my lungs and not going away. Never had pneumonia in my life. It's probably the sickest I've ever been. And I think it's gone. If not gone, then significantly improved. And so that's one thing that I think was a big benefit of this fast. From a weight standpoint, I know a lot of people do extended fasting for weight loss or weight control. I think I lost about 5 pounds. And that's part of why I decided to end my fast. I just didn't really want to lose more than that. And I was feeling a little off towards the end of it. So even though I was doing a pretty good job balancing my electrolytes, it just felt like a good time to end the fast. And I accomplished what I set out to do, and I didn't really feel like I needed to continue. So even though I had thought maybe I'd go 4 or 5 days, I decided to end it at 3. So feeling great about that, feeling great about my fast. I feel like it was what my body needed for this time around, and might do another one in maybe 6 months. That's usually what I do, about every 6 months. And I just want to drive home the importance of a few things if you're going to try this on your own. So pre-fast meals and getting into ketosis faster is really beneficial. So if you can eat reduced carbohydrates leading up to your fast for maybe a day or 2 days, and then do some exercise right after you start fasting to start burning off that glucose and getting into ketosis faster, you're gonna move more quickly through the tired, groggy, hungry phase of fasting, and you're going to get into the more clear-minded, calm energy, not hungry, appetite suppressed part of fasting. So I definitely felt that this time around. I hadn't done a great job with that in previous fasts, and I felt like I got into ketosis a little quicker. Another recommendation that I would give is I started my fast after a late lunch this time, and I've never done that before. I usually would start after dinner and then go to bed, and I liked starting after a late lunch. I started it at 2:30 p.m. and I wasn't really that hungry come dinner time, and so it just felt like the first 18 hours of the fast were pretty much free. And then I was a bit hungry and groggy for a little while that first day, but it passed pretty quickly, and then I was sleeping and then in deep ketosis the next day. So I liked that, and I'll probably do it again. The other recommendation I would give is to be more regimented on your electrolytes. I hadn't ever been as regimented as I was this time around, and I could feel a big difference. So making sure that you get enough sodium, enough potassium, and enough magnesium is super important. And I've talked about how to get those, but I'll repeat it again. Do a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar 4 times a day for your potassium. Do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt 4 times a day for your sodium, and you'll get chloride from that as well. And then do like an over-the-counter magnesium glycinate supplement. Make sure it's magnesium glycinate. And I would double up on the daily dose. Usually those doses are going to be like 50-60% of your daily value, but you're not getting any of that from food, and so doubling up I think really helps. And then the last recommendation that really changed things for me this time was the binder. So I took activated charcoal, and I did 1 dose the first 2 days, and then the 3rd day I took 2 doses, and it really helped to move things through my digestive system better than in the past. I often felt like it was just, things weren't really moving. I was kind of wanting to clear things out and just feel that cleansing effect of a fast, and it wasn't happening for me. But if you work on staying really hydrated and you take a binder like that activated charcoal, it seems to really help. So I did find that I got a bit lightheaded at times. I struggle with low blood pressure just on a regular basis. If I don't stay really well hydrated, then I have low blood pressure, and I think that's pretty unique. Most people either have normal or high blood pressure. But if your blood pressure will naturally drop when you're doing a fast. And so if you have low blood pressure issues during your fast, then it's good to make sure you're staying on top of your salt and maybe even take a little bit extra. But do not take more than 1/2 teaspoon at a time. If you do, you'll likely have an osmosis effect where your body will pull a lot of water into your digestive system, and it'll flush it out like within 30 minutes. So almost immediately you'll have a reaction, and your body will start flushing the salt out of your system. It's called an osmotic effect, where it's just pulling the water in to flush that salt out, and you're going to have to rehydrate, and not going to be super pleasant. So don't take too much salt, but if you're feeling that kind of wooziness when you stand up quickly, then you're going to want to make sure that you take a little bit of extra salt. So that's how it is. I'm going to try a meal tonight, and I'll give an update tomorrow on how I'm feeling, but right now I feel great. It's like the most satisfying thing to just have a little bit of bone broth and avocado after a 3-day fast. And so yeah, I'm happy that I did it. Definitely recommend it. And hopefully you can learn from the things that I've learned over my times doing this, just by kind of trial and error, and hopefully those will benefit you.